Hi friends! Happy Tuesday! Let's talk some shoujo manga news. First up is one that I'm actually pretty excited for. If you're familiar with this series called Yamada no Gakkyu Nikki, Yamada no Gakkyu Nishi, or Yamada's Class Diary, this one was ended early, unfortunately. People were pretty bummed about it. The author has started a new series, and it was published today in Japan, technically tomorrow if you're in Canada like me, but it's published right now. And that one is called Ai o chikau ni wa hayasugiru, or It's Too Early to Promise Love, or to Pledge Love. A super quick recap of both. So Yamada's Class Diary, personally, it's not my favorite series, and I'll talk about why. This series follows our female lead who all she wants to do is to get into a prestigious university. She just really cares about her academics. She wants to have a good life. She knows what she wants to do, and she's going for it. She is tasked with getting this boy to come back to school. He does not want to go back to school. There's some stuff that happens. He is actually secretly a very, very serious, not really studious, but he's a serious character. He really cares about what he cares about, but he doesn't want anybody to know that he cares about what he cares about. He wants people to think that he's a slacker, and only when no one is around him watching him does he actually put in effort. So he's a bit of a complex character, while academics. The reason why I don't really vibe with this one personally is because she is so good at academics, but so bad socially. And she's really socially awkward. Nothing wrong with that, but it gives me secondhand embarrassment because I'm also a socially awkward person. So when I see her doing socially awkward things, I'm like, stop. So I was not able to get along with this one, sadly. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. Just, I found it to be a little bit too cringy at times, so I didn't finish it. I probably will, because I do have the first 2 volumes. I think it was canceled at 4 or 5, so I will finish it. Her new series, I think, has a lot more promise. At least I think it seems interesting, and it is called, again, Ai o chikau ni wa hayasugiru, the premise. So, I haven't read it yet, because it was only published today. I can't find it anywhere online, so I'm going to have to buy this month's Hana to Yume magazine to actually sample it. But this one is about, according to the Japanese little summary that I found, it's about a hikikomori girl, so a girl who is a shut-in. She doesn't want to leave her house at all. She's comfortable in her bedroom. And a very mysterious, handsome classmate. That's what the Japanese summary says. English summary says it's about a shut-in girl and an honors student boy. Japanese doesn't call him an honors student, but we'll see. And their share-mate system, which makes them share every aspect of their high school lives. And I got that from Hana to Yume News. So we'll see. The Japanese summary and the English summary aren't the same, but I can see them like both describing it like here's half, they go together. I can see that because that makes sense. But we'll see. I have to read it, but I do think that sounds more promising as long as there's no like ridiculously, not even cringe, but like socially awkward parts. Because I do like stories of like opposites attract, like not interested in school, very interested in school put together. I can get behind that. It's just, when it's too awkward, I get a little bit cringy. My second piece of news. And I don't even know how I feel about it. Technically, it's 2 pieces of news, but I grouped them together as one. When an anime announcement is made, either officially by like the Japanese source, whoever is going to be doing it, or unofficially by leak Twitter accounts, either way, when an anime is announced, I feel like spoilers become rampant. Especially this year. We're not even done January. But like specifically with Firefly Wedding, because I was big mad. The anime was announced, and on top of that, it ended. So it was like 2 things on top of each other. The final chapter was spoiled for me the day it was posted. The day it was posted, and it was like a collage of all the important scenes. I was really mad. Personally, I believe I love the shoujo manga community specifically so much. I have so many friends, so many people that I love to talk to, such a good community. But I feel like when an anime is announced, it breaks out of the shoujo manga community into the people who just really want to talk about anime community or who want to talk about manga also community. And oftentimes I feel like people feel less bad about spoiling things when the anime is announced. And I'm not cool with that. I know some people are. I'm personally not. So I'm always really afraid when something gets an anime announcement. Because on one hand, obviously, if it gets an anime announcement, the author hopefully will make more money because they surely deserve money. The manga typically will get more popular. Like there's so many benefits from getting an anime, but also spoilers become rampant for some reason, and I'm really unhappy about that. So Firefly Wedding was spoiled for me spectacularly, and I'm trying to get over it. I'm trying not to let spoilers bother me so much because the people who spoil things don't care that other people hate it. They just want to talk about stuff. And like I get it. I've spoiled things for people in the past by accident. And that's one of the reasons I'm really careful to try and not spoil things now because I know how much people really, really dislike getting spoiled. But so on the topic of that, I'm like rambling. There were 2 unofficial. So personally, I don't believe it yet. I only believe it when I see the official announcement from the Japanese, be it publisher, be it the animation studio, whoever. So I don't believe the leak accounts always, but I know a lot of people do. And that's what gets the hype growing initially, usually. 2 light novels that also have manga were announced unofficially to be getting an anime. I can't talk today. First one is a ridiculously popular one that was already spoiled for me on Twitter called, the English is Reliving My Life with a Boyfriend Who Doesn't Remember Me. So I was really, really, really upset about this one. This was the spoiler that like ruined like my life basically. I was very upset for a while. I stopped reading it. I was inconsolable over this spoiler really. Because it was a major character death. That was the spoiler. That's all I'll say. And I feel like there's a great difference between talking about like, oh my God, that one scene where like even like my favorite character died. Even if you word it like that, yeah, it's still technically kind of a spoiler, but everybody else will be like, oh my God, who died? Like, what's happening? I was spoiled with a picture, because it was from the manga, a picture of the death with the caption was just, oh my God, this broke my heart. So even though I have my Twitter tagged to hell to avoid spoilers because the caption was just, oh my God, that didn't flag it. And then the picture, because I know the characters, I know what they look like, it spoiled it for me. So I was very, very, very upset. But if I let spoilers ruin my life, I'm just ruining my own life because the people who post the spoilers, they're not usually out to harm people. I think almost ever. They just really want to talk about the things that they like. I get that. So me being upset just makes me upset. It only affects me. And I'm trying not to let that happen anymore. So I am back to reading this one. I do like this one, but I am so nervous because even if I try not to let it bother me, it still will bother me to a certain degree. So now that this one, which is already so popular, has manga or an anime announcement, I feel like spoilers are just going to become more and more rampant, and I'm scared about that. The next one, though, I've finished. Haha, nobody can spoil this one for me. But even if it's not spoiled for me, I know other people really don't like spoilers as well, so I'm just hoping that it doesn't get spoiled for anybody. But this one is called Hi, I'm a Witch Whose Crush Requested I Make Him a Love Potion, is I think the English. It has a long title, both in English and Japanese. I love the series so much. This is the first light novel I finished front to cover to cover, front to back. And it's just so sweet. It's so cute. These are both by the same author. Just this one's devastating and this one's super cute. Take your pick. So this one, I hope both of them get an anime because they both really deserve an anime. Just, I'm not all that excited about the negative hype that it will potentially bring about. I am a little bit worried. long story short, like with my rambling, I'm happy that things are getting more popular, but I'm upset that things getting more popular may end up spoiling things. And again, sometimes you just can't. Like, I don't fault anybody for talking about things that they like, because I can't shut up ever. But I just, yeah. In my last bit of like news, there are 2 books, one light novel, one manga, both by Yen Press. I'm like on a Yen Press kick lately, I don't know why, that come out tomorrow that I've already sampled because Japanese, that I wanted to talk about just a little bit because I read both of them, loved one of them, did not love the other. So the one I loved, positive stuff first, is called About a Place in the Kinki Region. And I feel like I've talked about this last week, but I did do the sample, and the sample was like scattered pages throughout the entirety of the novel, but it did give me a feel for it, and I thought it was really good. So I just want to talk about it because I'm really excited I'm going to get the Japanese version, but I think even the English version does seem interesting. This book is told, or the story of the book is told in different sizable chunks, all encapsulating something mysterious going on within the Kinki region, or like in Kansai. It's a region within Japan. And it's just a bunch of short, like very short sometimes, spooky mystery stories that once you get to the end, it like has a whole mystery. From what I've been able to tell on the Japanese side, this isn't the only, like it looks like there's 3 books. From what I can tell, I have to look a little bit more into it without spoiling it for myself, so we'll see. But from what I can tell, there's 3 books. This one is either the first in a trilogy, or there's 3 separate books that, while they're not interconnected, they all follow a similar theme. I don't really know yet, but this one sounds very interesting. It's about somebody whose friend goes missing, and they are compiling all of their research in order to figure out what happened to them. I really liked it. My less positive review now. I sampled Immortality and Punishment, which also comes out on the 20th. And it was a book. It was indeed a zombie apocalypse book. I had high hopes for it. It fell a little bit flat for me personally. While I do think it was, I read somebody's review on it and I highly agreed with how they phrased it, where for the zombie apocalypse subgenre of horror, it's a fantastic addition to that subgenre. But to the overall horror genre of manga, it is not a good addition. It's like, it's good for a zombie story, but it's not all that good for a scary story in general, just because there's so many amazing scary stories for Japanese manga readers. This one, for the reason I don't like it, so I only sampled the first chapter, so maybe I'll grow to like it, because I will be reading at least the full volume. We meet our main character, who is a psychopath. Something's up with him. We meet him as he meets a woman online. They agree to meet up. It's like a Tinder hookup situation. They go to a love hotel where she robs him and then runs away. You can't trust strangers. He took a shower and just left all of his things beside her, like, okay. But so she runs away, stealing all of his money. She runs away, so she's gone. He is watching the news, looking outside of his window, being angry that he was just robbed by a strange woman he didn't know. Oh no, the zombie apocalypse just started. Humans are biting each other, falling down, getting back up, and then biting each other again. So, I feel like that's how most of the zombie apocalypse stories start. So while it's not, like, unique, I don't think there's anything bad about how it starts. The treatment of that woman at the beginning is really why I don't love it as much as I probably would, because she is depicted to be an older woman. Nothing wrong with that. Getting with a younger guy. Like, nothing wrong with that. But she's depicted to be, I think she's meant to be drawn kind of ugly, in my opinion, compared to him. And I don't like that. And I feel like she was just added as like a bad character who would eventually get mauled by zombies, is what I think. Like, she tries to sleep with him, steals his money, and then eventually gets eaten outside of his door, where he, like, listens to her get eaten and chooses not to let her back in. Like, that just left a bad taste in my mouth, personally. But, so, putting that aside, I don't like how she was treated. And again, this is just the first chapter, so I'm not spoiling anything about the rest of the story. We learn that this main character has like a horrific past. We don't know what he did. We know potentially he might have taken somebody's life, potentially in the past. We don't know though. We know he might be dangerous. And we know he's into some weird stuff. Because, okay, like it's kind of gross. So it's pretty gross. So just warning. He is unable to sleep with the woman because he can't. He's not excited about it. And at first you're made to believe like maybe he's just not attracted to her because she's not all that beautiful. What he does get excited about is when she's mauled by zombies outside of his door. That gets him excited. And we're shown that. It's not graphic, but we're shown it. And I didn't love that either. Well, I do like a story about like complex characters and like even like a psychopathic, sociopathic main character where he's the villain, has like a lot of stuff going on. I could get behind that. Just, I really, really don't like how that woman was treated. Like at all. It left a really bad taste in my mouth. And so I don't know. I will read the whole first volume before definitely saying I love it or I hate it. Just, I don't love it. I feel like it had a lot of potential. Just something, even besides the woman's treatment, something fell flat. So just we'll see how it goes from there. I'm hoping it doesn't turn into a generic story where like his childhood crush comes to find him and then she forgives him for everything and then they live happily ever after. I'm really hoping it's not like that. I'm hoping that if they chose to have such a morally complex character, keep him morally complex, keep him mysterious and strange, and just treat women better going forward. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.